So welcome back to the channel, everyone. Triple M here, and today we got a mesh Wi-Fi system to take a look at. Now this is the Rockspace whole home mesh Wi-Fi system. Now as you can see in the box, it comes with 3 nodes, and this essentially should cover up to 6,000 square feet. Now some mesh networks can cost up to $300–400. However, this one is currently $169 on Amazon. I will be looking for coupon codes where I can save you guys a little bit of money. So previously I reviewed the Rockspace Wi-Fi range extender. That was an inexpensive way to essentially stretch out or cover dead spots in your house. However, this is a different beast. This should cover your entire home, and in this video we're going to do a quick unboxing. I'm going to do some speed tests, check our coverage, and just see how this mesh performs overall. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So big shout out to Rockspace for sending this out for me to review. This is a sponsor review. However, all the thoughts and opinions are of my own. So let's go over some of the specifications. So first of all, the intended purpose of this, like I said before, is to blanket your whole home with Wi-Fi signal. So especially for everyone that has multiple levels on your house, maybe you have your router downstairs or upstairs. Some routers might give you coverage in certain areas, but not be able to extend all the way out to the other areas. And this is what a mesh system like this is for. So it covers the dead zone. And one advantage about this is that 3 nodes will be on one SSID or one Wi-Fi name for layman. So how this will work is you'll set it all up together, guys. You have them in different spots in your house, and when you move from spot A to spot B, your device will automatically switch to the nearest node or the strongest signal to give you the best coverage. Now this system does have MU-MIMO, essentially stands for multi-user, multi-input, multiple output. What that means essentially is that it's able to send streams to multiple devices at the same time. Instead of to one device, then going to another device and back to the other device. This can send multiple streams to multiple devices at the same time. Now this does have a 2.4 as well as 5 gigahertz band, of course, and this gives you speeds up to 1200 megabits per second. So the app that you use to set this up is very cool. I'll be showing you guys that in a little bit. Allows you to do a lot of different things: configure guest network, set time limits for your kids, quality of service control, as well as firmware and security settings. So let's go ahead and open the box, see what's inside. Then we're going to get it all set up, test it out, and see how it performs. There it is. Great packaging by Rockspace. Do have a warranty registration. Also have a setup user's manual. Make sure you read this if you're setting up the system, guys. It's gonna have a lot of valuable information in. So the packaging is pretty good. We do have sponge right here just to keep everything protected in transit. We do have our 3 nodes right here. Let's go ahead and take them out. We also have our power cables. And last but not least, we do have an Ethernet cable in the box. Let's go ahead and take this guy out. So this is pretty light. Expected it to be a little bit heavier, but nice. This finish on top is almost like a cloth-like material over plastic, it seems like. We do have our LED indicator right here. Rockspace in the front. Nothing on the sides. You can see underneath we do have 2 Ethernet ports, and we do have our power port. Legs right here, rubber to keep it secured on surfaces, and we do have the mounting option, or the holes right here, where you can go ahead and mount it on your wall. That's if you choose to configure your system that way. So not much more to show. We're going to take you through the setup process, then I'm going to go ahead and do my speed test and just make sure it covers the entire house. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So all 3 nodes are exactly the same, guys. So I do have my primary is going to be right here. This is the one that's going to connect to the network. I also have my secondary node and my 3rd node, which I'm going to set up a little bit later. But first we need to get primary configured. So to get that up and running, you will need the RS Wi-Fi application that you do see here. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to power off the router, then we're going to plug in the network into node 1. We're going to power the router back on and then apply power to the first one. So let's go ahead and do that. And one thing I didn't point out is that there's actually a reset button right there. And like I said, this is on all 3 nodes, guys. So we're going to go ahead and put in a network cable. So we do have the WAN and the LAN. So the one we're going to plug into the network is the WAN, or wide area network. And that's the one with the globe icon right there. So, all right, so network's online. Let's go ahead and plug in the power. So as we can see, the LED right there is green. We're going to give it about 40 seconds. It will start flashing, and that's when we know it's ready to be set up. So now we're going to go into our Wi-Fi settings, and we're going to look for that SSID. So the SSID, or the name of your network, along with the password, will be on the bottom of the first point. So let's go ahead and we're going to look for that on the Wi-Fi settings. So there it is, rockspace 82C0. So we're going to click on that, and we're going to go ahead and put in the password from the bottom of the device. So got it connected, as you can see by the check mark. Now we're going to go and we're going to launch the RS Wi-Fi application. All right, so instructions come on right away. We're going to set it up. So identify the network type. So dynamic IP, we're going to hit next. It is connected. Now we're going to give it a name so you guys can change it. So I'm going to give mine another name. I'm just going to name it Rockspace for this video. All right, now how to add the Rockspace mesh kit. So we're going to click next. Nice little graphic right there. Little tips. All right, so power on the Rockspace mesh. It's already plugged in, so I'm going to go ahead and plug in the first one, guys. Now it is telling me right here to find the best space first, but what I like to do is set it up, then I can move it around the house. And while that's happening, just wanted to share you a little piece from the instructions that these LEDs, what they mean. So solid green means you have a good connection, solid yellow, fair connection, and if it's red, that means you don't have a connection. That means you need to relocate the node. So keep that in mind when setting up the second and third nodes. So adding the nodes was actually a lot easier than I expected. So once you have that primary node set up, all you have to do is power on the other two nodes and it will automatically join that ring. So pretty cool, pretty easy to set up, and I'm glad it was made simple by Rockspace. So around the application, you do have a lot of options, guys. So first things first, you can see all three nodes, so you can click on either one, see some basic information, the status, the quality, device locations. You can set that as well. You can play with the LEDs. Click on more, you do have serial number, your 5 gigahertz, 2.4 gigahertz, as well as your MAC addresses, which is good to know. So on the bottom on your settings, this is where most of your configuration is. So you do have your Wi-Fi settings, your guest network setup. You can set your parental control, your internet settings, your quality of service. You can add another mesh. You also have fast roaming, capacity oriented mode, and when you click on that, it tells you basically that enable this function when over 30 clients connect to your Rockspace mesh network at one time. So that setting's essentially made to handle a high amount of devices. So you also have your smart assistant, your port forwarding, your UPnP, DHCP server. You also have a DNS, firmware upgrading. You do have the option to set a maintenance schedule, which I think is pretty cool. So let's place them on the house. We're going to check our speeds and see how this thing actually performs. So here's a basic layout and placement of the node. So upstairs where I am right now, the main office, this is where the primary node is, and this is where it actually connects to the router. So 2 rooms over and about going through 3 walls, I believe. We do have one in the master bedroom, and I do have one downstairs. So as you can see, ideally you want to have them overlap. It's hard to measure out, but as long as you have that green light, that means you have a decent connection from node to node. Here I am in the Wi-Fi Analyzer application, and I just wanted to kind of show you my signal strength. I am about 8 feet from the actual primary node. As you can see, my signal strength is in green. It's pretty good. It's about -23. And just so you can see, I'll click on the primary device up top on the iPad. And you can see it lists that as the gateway. Connection is excellent. So I wanted to do a speed test. But first I want to show you guys I am connected to Rockspace, as you can see right there. Now I'm just going to go ahead and launch the speed test application. So keep an eye on both apps. The one on the iPad will start to fluctuate as well, guys. So this is a baseline for the speed. So this is my best case scenario because this is what my primary node is giving off. So my download is about 295, which is pretty good. And upload is pretty standard. It's going to be about 22, 23 megabits per second. So let's go ahead and head over to the bedroom. It's about 20 feet away, and let's just see what kind of loss we're getting. So I am in the master bedroom, and we'll give it a second for it to refresh. What happens is that the green should go down, the purple should rise, and you can see the purple is the current node that I am connected to. So look at the signal there. It's -20. Pretty strong, about 5 feet away from that second access point. And what we're testing right here is see how much we're dropping off with the signal going through the walls and everything. So let's go ahead and head over to the speed test. All right, so there's our last results, 295 and 23. So still pretty good signal. We did drop off. We're about 230, 240, which isn't bad considering that we're going through a couple walls here, and that's where you're going to lose a lot of signals, guys. 257. Upload is about the same, 23. So we did lose some, but it's not terrible. But like I said, when you're going through walls, you are going to lose signal a little bit. Pretty satisfied with the results, but let's go downstairs. I feel like downstairs is where we're going to see most of the drop off, because it is going through that first floor and the crawl space plus some additional walls. So let's head down there and do the final test. So we are downstairs. This is the last node, and it is in red. You can see the signal's still pretty good. We're sitting at about 25, it looks like. There's a look at our 5 gigahertz network, and same procedure, guys. We're connected to that third node downstairs. Let's go ahead and launch the speed test. All right, so there it is, chugging along. All right, we're sitting at 140, 150, 160, 170. We're sitting about 185, 187. And look like that's our final test downstairs, 187. We did lose some speed, but like I said, guys, this is what's going to happen whether you're on a mesh or if you're on a regular router. You are going to lose some signal, but overall, I am happy with the coverage. I do have coverage in every corner of my house, and it's decent speed where I won't see any interruptions, and overall I am happy and pleased with this device. So that's it for this video. This is the Rockspace whole home mesh system. Covers about 6,000 square feet of your house. It is a mesh network, guys, which means they are interconnected. If you set them up correctly, it should blanket your house and give you good Wi-Fi coverage. Now currently on Amazon it is $169. I'll put a link in the description, but make sure you pay attention, guys. I will be reaching out to Rockspace, see if I can get some coupon codes for you. So let me know what you think of this device. Do you think it's worth the money? Do you think the performance is up to par? Is this something that you'll purchase? Drop your comments, questions in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching again, and I'll catch you on the next one.